Tonight, we now know more about what happened the day a Barrhaven crossing guard was fatally struck. An agreed statement of facts shows the 19-year-old suspect returned to the scene shortly after the hit and run. Feeling like they had no options, this family retreated into the woods.
This isn't where I want to be. I didn't ask to be here, but like I said, it could happen to anybody.
A mom struggling to figure out how to keep her teenagers, adult son, and their pets together. And the battle between Toronto and Ottawa to house a new multinational defense bank.
If Toronto wins, Ottawa wins.
As the Premier pays a visit to unveil the province's new strategy to grow its defense industry. Good evening. We begin tonight with new details about the crash that killed a crossing guard in Barrhaven back in March. The 19-year-old charged in the hit and run appeared in an Ottawa courtroom today, where an agreed statement of facts provided a glimpse into what happened that morning and a warning some of the details may be distressing to hear. CTV's Kimberly Fowler joins us in studio with more on this. Kimberly.
Patricia, Xander Wright has pleaded guilty to a charge of failing to stop after an accident causing death in connection to the crash that happened at the corner of Cedarview Road and Kenneville Drive, while Clark was on duty the morning of March 23rd. According to the agreed statement of facts, Clark entered the pedestrian crosswalk wearing a reflective safety jacket with a handheld stop sign. Wright did stop at the stop sign, and Clark stood in the crosswalk with his back to the vehicle while he helped a mother and her two children cross the road. According to the statement read in court today, it was then that Wright drove through the intersection, turned left, and struck Mr. Clark from behind, driving over him. Clark later died from his injuries in hospital. We're also learning new details about what happened in the moments after the crash. According to the agreed statement of facts, the accused drove off. Civilians came to Mr. Clark's aid. The accused returned less than a minute later. The accused exited his vehicle and went to observe Mr. Clark. The accused then stayed on scene briefly and then got back into his truck and left the scene. Now, the document also says that Wright left the scene without providing assistance to Clark or giving his name or address. He was arrested the next morning after officers used surveillance video to identify his truck. Now, Wright has pled not guilty to a charge of dangerous driving causing death in connection to this crash and will go to trial. He is also facing an impaired driving charge in connection with an incident last July in Eastern Ontario. Patricia.
CTV's Kimberly Fowler reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. An Ottawa mother is sharing her story after she and her two teenagers, an adult son, found themselves living in a tent in the woods, highlighting what advocates call hidden homelessness. Families living without stable housing, often out of public view. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with his story. Caitlin.
Yeah, Patricia, as Ottawa's housing crisis continues to grow, Amy Ayres says affordability and barriers to accessing shelter have left her family with nowhere else to go. So for the past few weeks, they've been living in a tent while she drives her children to school, trying to keep things as normal as possible. Piece by piece, Amy Ayres is taking down the place her family has briefly called home. For the past few weeks, she's been living in this tent with her 3 kids, their dog and cat, tucked inside a forest in a conservation area owned by the City of Ottawa, but now a way out.
We have a friend who had reached out, and we're staying there for now, and they're going to help us to get to where we need to be.
She says the hardest part has been trying to keep her family together while running out of places that would take all of them, including their pets.
They either didn't have anywhere that would accommodate us all as a whole, or there was no room.
She says it wasn't just one thing that led them here. After the pandemic, Ayres left her job as a personal support worker for mental health reasons and now relies on social assistance. She says her oldest son works a full-time fast food job, but even with their combined income, it's still not enough to afford rent.
Everything became like a snowball, and your Ontario works, you're kind of like labeled, so you're kind of like skipped over or told, oh, I'm sorry, you know, and they move on to the next.
Her story comes as the city shelter system remains under pressure and the number of households waiting for subsidized housing continues to grow, reaching more than 16,000 at the end of last year, the average wait between 5 and 8 years.
You have families with children as the biggest group of people in our shelter system. We can absolutely be doing more than we are. And that's not on the city only. That is a national issue. That is a provincial issue. And we need those levels of government to step up.
And for Ayers, the first step to getting back on her feet is to find a permanent place of her own to call home.
This isn't where I want to be. I didn't ask to be here. But like I said, it could happen to anybody.
Ayers says she recently received a call from a city outreach worker about a possible housing option. But for now, she says she's grateful her friend has given her family a temporary place to stay. Patricia?
Quite the story. All right. CTV's Caitlin Wilson live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, the new rules at a ByWard Market parking garage are catching drivers off guard and keeping bylaw officers busy. They've issued hundreds of parking tickets since the end of March after the city switched to a pay and display model. The city-operated garage is located at 70 Clarence Street, and many drivers who park there say they're frustrated. CTV's Tyler Fleming joins us live in studio with more on this, Tyler.
Yeah, Patricia, since the switch, bylaw has issued close to 1,000 tickets. The city says the new 3-hour limit is meant to improve turnover. Businesses say it's working, while motorists argue it's not enough time. Lise LaRose Norris and her husband are taking a sunny afternoon stroll through the ByWard Market.
Maybe twice a week, and we go and do our errands downtown, and we go for lunch, and normally it takes more than 3 hours.
And it's becoming a bit of a problem. The couple park at this garage on Clarence Street, but at the end of March, the rules changed, moving from a daily rate to a $4 per hour pay and display with a 3-hour limit.
You feel that you're rushed, and if you go to the parliament and things like that, they have not enough time. That's for sure.
The fact that it's only 3-hour limit is an issue for people.
While bylaw says compliance is high, over the last 2 months, officers have handed out 962 parking tickets. Those who use this garage also question the city's choice to provide free parking after 7:30 p.m.
They're missing all of the funds that they're getting after 7 o'clock when, the market is usually more vibrant and busy.
But the time limit remains. Bylaw says the new parking system is to better support the ByWard Market revitalization and increase the availability of short-term parking through turnover.
It's already been crazy busy already.
And businesses like the Lowertown Brewery, ready for patio season, say the parking system is working as intended.
We've definitely seen an uptick in customers coming in, and that's a lot of what the ByWard Market District Authority is doing. It's the change in parking. It's the revitalization of the market. It's the support from the city actually wanting the downtown core to be busy again.
Still, some drivers say the city is being too strict with its 3-hour limit.
Absolutely. Another hour would be better.
I feel like a short-sighted plan because then you get wise to it and then you just pay what you need to pay, right?
Now, the parking garage is slated to close at the end of 2028, and right now, city staff are looking to demolish the aging structure, which would be redeveloped into what they call a cultural and civic destination, which likely does not include any public parking. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Tyler Fleming live for us tonight. Thank you. Still ahead, is a pirate ship your idea of treasure? Is sailing at Mooney's Bay your idea of adventure? Then you might want to steal this business away from its owner, since he is ready to get a sail. That story coming up. Well, here's a live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Another nice evening in Ottawa. We are at 19 degrees right now. We saw quite a bit of sunshine through the day today. This evening, a few clouds. We are not expecting any precipitation tonight, not until tomorrow, when there could be some showers late in the morning into the afternoon. Sunshine is in the forecast for you for Saturday, looking at 17 degrees at 8 o'clock tonight. With that sun shining, you'll wake up to 12 degrees. A slight chance of precipitation, more likely later in the day, 18 degrees at noon. You can see that POP, the probability of precipitation, jumping up to 80% at 4 p.m. 18 degrees is about where we will stay tomorrow, 18 or 19 for the high, which is exactly where we are right now, with a few clouds in the sky this evening. Ontario Premier Doug Ford was here in Ottawa today announcing a new defence industrial strategy with the goal of bringing more than 40,000 jobs to the province over the next 10 years. The announcement comes as Ottawa vies with Toronto and other Canadian cities to be the home of the future Defence Security and Resilience Bank. CTV's Dylan Dyson joins us live with the details on this. Dylan.
Patricia, as the Premier visited with defense, security, and tech companies at this year's CanSec event at the Cohere Centre, many of those businesses would be chomping at the bit to expand and add more jobs that could influence where this global defense bank could be located. The question remains to be seen if Ottawa will win that bid.
Right hand on this one, left hand on the control stick to your left.
Saab's Gripen fighter jet, a crowd favorite at the 2026 CanSec event.
It's very robust. It's built for the Nordic conditions. It's fully interoperable with everything over 20 years with NATO, the Western allies.
They're one of the companies being drawn to Canada as Premier Doug Ford announces a new strategy to enhance Ontario's defense industry.
Our defense industrial strategy is designed to leverage this capacity while supporting Ontario workers. We expect the strategy to add 43,000 new jobs right here in Ontario.
We will have a footprint here that's larger than we have today, but exactly how much and when, that is still to be determined.
It's part of the province's pitch to be the future home of the recently announced Global Defense Bank.
I think Ottawa-Gatineau is the ideal place to host the Defence, Security and Resilience Bank. I know other cities are interested and are bidding for it. We'll see how it plays out.
The Premier has publicly thrown his support behind Toronto, but says whether it's Ottawa or Toronto, it's a win-win.
I had a conversation with the mayor here, and if Toronto wins, Ottawa wins. It's not just all about Toronto. When you have over 760 tech companies just in Canada alone, when you have the capital here, it'd be a joint venture as far as I'm concerned.
For Saab, the chance to expand operations into Ottawa is enticing.
For us as a company, it's of course, we should be here. It's close to the decision makers, a lot of headquarters and so on are here.
We know there's a major opportunity in front of us. The federal government is making historic investments, and our job is to attract as much of that investment to this region as possible.
The federal government hasn't outlined yet the criteria for where the new defense bank should be located. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe and Gatineau Mayor Maud Marquis-Bissonnette have already launched a Defense Innovation Hub task force to push forward the capital region's bid. Politicians in Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver are also lobbying to be frontrunners. Patricia.
CTV's Dylan Dyson reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, hundreds of federal public servants will be allowed to retire early as part of the government's plan to reduce the size of the public service. According to the Treasury Board of Canada, around 2,800 employees have been approved for an early retirement package. It allows eligible public servants to retire with an immediate pension based on years of service with no reduction for retiring early. So far, more than 6,700 people have applied. Prime Minister Mark Carney using President Trump's own words in addressing elite business leaders in New York today, saying a strong Canada will help make America great again. His speech touting Canada's plans for economic growth while still inviting investment from our closest neighbor. CTV's Ottawa Bureau Chief Graham Richardson is in New York.
In the heart of the world's financial capital, Prime Minister Mark Carney delivered his message of change in Canada. This is the Economic Club of New York, where presidents and prime ministers have come to speak for more than 100 years. Carney never mentioned President Donald Trump by name, but he didn't have to.
Canada Strong will help make America great again.
Whether it's LNG announcements, potential new pipelines, or boosting defense spending, Carney told the home of big American money the story of a different Canada under his leadership.
That future should include a new partnership with Canada, a true partnership that reimagines cooperation in specific sectors that are deeply challenged by global competition, a partnership with a different Canada, a stronger Canada, a more confident Canada.
Back in Ottawa, a different perspective from the opposition, accusing the Liberals of chasing investment away for years.
His elbows were again flapping up and down in the rhetorical chicken dance as he cannot seem to decide if integration with the U.S. is a strength or a weakness. He's argued passionately for both positions in the last 3 months alone.
Carney also spent a significant amount of time here on Canada's military spending, especially in the north.
We did need to step up to take more responsibility for Arctic security. We're doing that now.
And support for Ukraine in a conflict he says is significantly tilting against Russia.
But Russia's losing 35,000 troops a month. 22 to 23, depending on the month, of those troops are killed. They're losing troops faster than they can replace them.
So no mention of Donald Trump by name, but Justin Trudeau's name didn't come up either. Mark Carney signaling to American business Canada is open for business again, hoping they'll hear it, and also hoping the audience of one in the White House heard it too. Graham Richardson, CTV News, New York.
The hockey world tonight is mourning the loss of legend Claude Lemieux.
They can in front. Lemieux shoots, he scores! Lemieux and Montreal has won the Adams Division Final.
Born in Buckingham, Quebec, Lemieux won the Stanley Cup 4 times with the Canadiens, the Devils, and the Avalanche. She had a long and storied 21-year career in the NHL and had the rare reputation as an agitator who was also extremely skilled and performed at his very best during the playoffs. It was just this past Monday when fans at the Bell Centre gave Lemieux a standing ovation as he carried the torch before Game 3 got underway. A cause of death has not been released. Lemieux was 60 years old. Gas prices dropped significantly overnight, but more relief at the pumps is on the way. Prices are sitting around $1.73.9 a litre in Ottawa today, down about 10 cents from yesterday. Prices are expected to drop another 3 cents a litre tomorrow. Oil prices fell earlier this week after reports of Iran and the U.S. working towards a peace agreement. Well, the lineup is out for one of Ottawa's biggest events of the year.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
The Bare Naked Ladies will be taking the stage at the Canada Day celebrations at LeBreton Flats. They'll be joined by Alessia Cara, Isabella Boulay, and several other performers. Canada's birthday celebrations will wrap up with fireworks at 10 p.m. You can find the full list of performers and more details about this year's Canada Day celebrations on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca.
Welcome aboard the Grey Ghost, matey.
If you've ever wanted to set sail as a pirate, this next story is for you. Details on this pirate ship that is now up for sale here in Ottawa. And a live look now through our Centennial Glass sky cam. 19 degrees out there. Not bad sailing weather this evening.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe.
Where foodies love their sweets.
And markets bursting with flavor.
Wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Well, there we go. This is a familiar sight on the roads. The backups through this particular area, that Woodruff Pinecrest slowdown. Otherwise, as we take a look at the roads around the region, the main arteries, for the most part, seem to be moving quite well on your Thursday night. And every Thursday, we want to put the spotlight on 3 good things happening in our city.
That's right, Patricia. We begin with the sizzle of ribs on the grill.
Along with the smell of barbecue and the sound of music. Yes, the slogan for Ottawa Rib Fest on Spark Street, come hungry and leave happy.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Live entertainment, lots of good patio space, all kinds of ribs to try. This one is a favorite for tourists and for us.
Oh, my goodness.
I would say, Steph.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Have you ever judged the competition?
They've never asked me to judge. Maybe they're worried about how many I'd go through. Yeah.
Talk about meat sweats. Been there, done that.
Different
Got the t-shirt.
varieties. I feel like you leave happy, but you also leave kind of full of regret about your life choices too, right? I'm so full.
Yeah, buckling over for sure.
Goes till Sunday the 31st, by the way, for anyone wanting to get out there.
You might see me there more than once. So button up the suit. Up next, the return of another great spot to enjoy summer in the city. Metcalf Plaza will be coming back to Centertown this year. The event space features outdoor parties, markets, and other community gatherings throughout the season. Even yoga, I believe, at one point. It opened for the first time last summer. This year, the first event will be on June 18th. It will be open until the end of September. Programming details will be announced soon. I can't wait. I only got out once last year, Patricia, and when I got and saw the crowd and heard the music, I was like, I need to come more often. This summer won't miss me.
It's not a party without Stephen Keys, really.
I'm just saying. saying.
But do they have ribs? You're bumping into everyone else's ribs.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right.
Elbows up.
Want to let you know about this as well. A good start for Ottawa's own Gabby Browski at the French Open. She and her new women's doubles partner, Louisa Stefani, had no trouble in their opening round match, defeating Maya Lumsden and Isabel Havertog 6-2, 6-love. I hope she has another really successful run here. I love the French Open, one of my favorites. Also very interesting in tennis today at Stephen Keys. TSN is reporting that they are hearing a whole lot of talk about Serena Williams possibly making a doubles comeback.
Really?
And if she does, you know who she would be doing it with?
Her sister?
No, which would be an obvious
That'd
choice.
be
Venus Williams, who played with Canadian Leylah Fernandez last year.
Yeah.
This is potentially with Victoria Mboko, the Canadian, who is having so much success right now, and that would be an awesome partnership.
She's from the 905 area, right? Mboko?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
And that is it for us in our 3 good things. But if you have a story for us to include in this segment, something light, happy, a community event, or notable achievement, or you know anything more about Serena Williams, let us know. You can send your ideas to ottawanews@ctv.ca.
3 Good Things is brought to you by the new Oak Tree, hand-built for life.
Well, if you've ever wanted to own a pirate ship, now is your chance. The tourism company that owns 4 ships, including the one here in Ottawa at Mooney's Bay, is looking for a buyer. CTV's Peter Sperling takes us aboard.
Welcome aboard the Grey Ghost, matey, the finest ship to ever sail any of the 7 seas, or at least Mooney's Bay.
Owen McGowan loves his job, also known as...
My pirate name is Big Muscle Russell. It's not because of me muscles, it's actually because of me pet mussel Camilla, who be particularly large.
He's part of the crew hitting the high seas of Mooney's Bay on a pirate ship, entertaining visitors.
It's indescribably cool. It's adventure. It's truly, in its purest form, just fun.
In search of tourists' gold, it's an anchor attraction here. Fun for families and children by day, escape games for adults in evenings, and now a chance to own it.
Pirate Life, a tourism business here in Ottawa and in Toronto and Hamilton, is for sale. This ship can be yours.
We're a local attraction with almost 20 years of history in Ottawa, 10 years of history in Toronto. So much so that we've had young people who came on the boat when they were 4, 5, or 6 years old now apply and work with us during the summertime.
Owner Matt Slayman says he's planning on moving to Europe with his wife and is looking for a buyer.
And it's such a beautiful business. I mean, this, I think, is great for someone who wants to work outdoors during the summertime. They want to be down here on the docks, living their best life from May to October.
For sale, the business. 4 40-foot pirate ships in multiple locations, along with waterfront leases, licenses, and permits.
I think it's a great tourism experience. Sounds like a fun time. And I'm sure they'll have a lot of interest.
Oh, if I was ever in the market for one, I'd surely get it there. Maybe not this time. I got my small one for now.
Slayman says programs are running all summer.
And in the event we don't find a buyer, I'll still be captain of these ships and we'll still be cruising.
With Big Muscle Russell looking forward to another season.
What we have here is really special.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Okay, I don't know about owning a pirate ship, but I have to say, when my son was 3 years old, one of the best days of his life was on that pirate ship at Mooney's Bay. Quite an adventure. And it was a beautiful day to be out on the water at Mooney's Bay today. Mix of sun and cloud. There was no rain out there. Temperatures were a bit cooler, but still many taking advantage of the nice weather on land over at Tavern on the Island on Bait Island. As we take a look at what to expect tonight, just some wispy clouds moving through. No real rain anticipated in the Ottawa region this evening, although we will see some showers move in towards early afternoon tomorrow. As we take a look at those cross-country temperatures, St. John's not having much luck of late in terms of warmth. 3 degrees is where they sit today. 9 degrees with some sun in Halifax, a little warmer in Fredericton. Into Ontario, Sudbury at 20 degrees, Toronto at 21, full-on sunshine in Windsor and 20 degrees, and the northern part of Ontario seeing some nice temperatures as well. Okay, this heat is becoming a real concern in Saskatchewan. They are seeing extreme temperatures. There's a fire risk there now because of the dry conditions that they have. They would like to get some relief from that heat. 35 in Regina, 36 in Saskatoon today. A little bit cooler in Edmonton and Calgary, 28 in the sunshine in Edmonton, 26 in Calgary. Vancouver seeing 21 degrees and sunshine. Back into our area, here's what we have overnight. 11 degrees for the most part in Ottawa and in areas close to us. Bancroft a little cooler to the west at 8 degrees. Kitigan-Zibi in the north as well, 9 degrees for the overnight low, same as Maniwaki. Some cloud cover tonight in the overnight. Gatineau 10 degrees, Mont-Tremblant the same, Petawawa also at 10. Montreal seeing slightly warmer temperatures. As we look at these daytime highs for your Friday, tomorrow, 20 with a mix of sun and cloud right here in Ottawa. Brockville the same, a little bit warmer as we get a little further down the Seaway. Trenton and Kingston will see 21 degrees tomorrow. A cooler day in Mont-Tremblant, 16 degrees where they could see some stormy weather tomorrow. Montreal and Maniwaki may also see a little bit of that. A few showers in both Gatineau and Ottawa potentially for the afternoon. As we take a look at your 7-day forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. All right, so Friday, 20 degrees with that mix of sun and clouds, slight chance of showers. Sunshine on Saturday and 19. We have a pretty good likelihood we will see some wet stuff on Sunday. It sits at about 60%. We're going to see those overnight lows cooling off into the single-digit territory the next couple of days into the beginning of the week. 21 is your high on Monday with a chance of showers. Similar temperatures Tuesday, and then warming up again by midweek.
We don't make a habit of releasing security documents with other governments for reasons of operational security. That is standard practice for this government.
Well, coming up, China's foreign minister arriving in Ottawa tonight for the first visit to Canada in 10 years. We'll have more on what to expect out of those meetings.
Tonight, more Canadians caught in a bag tag switching scheme.
I was in jail for 24 days. We had to sleep on the floor.
Who's liable for a drug-filled suitcase found after checking in? Later on CTV National News and on Crave.
Our popular Team of the Week segment is back. If you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, ahead of a visit to Ottawa tonight by China's foreign minister, the Carney government is facing increased pressure from the Chinese diaspora, human rights activists, and the opposition to bring up transnational repression. There are also concerns about a security agreement. The Prime Minister is refusing to release. CTV's Judy Trinh reports.
Signs of what awaits China's top diplomat. Protest from Uyghur dissidents and religious practitioners of Falun Gong. Both groups have been persecuted by Beijing, including Li Zhehe. His brother is in a Chinese prison.
Li Zhong was abducted from our family home by communist Chinese police.
The demonstrators want Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand to raise the issues of transnational repression with her counterpart, Wang Yi. A particular concern, a security agreement signed by Prime Minister Mark Carney and President Xi Jinping in January.
The Prime Minister have refused to disclose it. When will they produce the memorandum of understanding that was signed with Communist China?
We don't make a habit of releasing security documents with other governments for reasons of operational security. That is standard practice for this government.
The Prime Minister renewed a previous agreement signed by Justin Trudeau in 2016. Since then, the two Michaels were arrested and detained, Chinese police stations were found operating in Canada, and the foreign interference trial of former RCMP officer William Miker revealed that at least 25 permanent residents have been coerced into returning to China.
We cannot keep catering to the regime that is the top perpetrator of transnational repression in the world.
When Yi arrives, deepening economic ties will be on the table. But this Canadian citizen who received asylum after being detained by Beijing hopes human rights will be too.
We should not forget Canadian values.
The last time Wang Yi set foot on Parliament Hill was in 2016. He berated a Canadian reporter who asked about China's record of human rights. Yi isn't expected to take questions this time. Judy Trinh, CTV News, Ottawa.
Now, some other stories you need to know right now. Alto is taking the next step towards exploring the possible route for a high-speed rail line in our region. The Crown Corporation will be flying drones over Ottawa, Eastern Ontario, and Western Quebec over the next few months as part of its field studies. Alto says residents may see the drones in the sky and occasional crews on the ground. They'll be collecting environmental data on the proposed first leg of the route between Ottawa and Montreal. The drones will fly over Ottawa, the townships of East Hawkesbury and North Glengarry, the Nation municipality, and several other places in Quebec. Ottawa's police chief is set to outline some of the steps the service is taking to strengthen workplace culture and public trust. Eric Stubbs will provide an update at next month's Police Services Board meeting on how the service is addressing gender-based misconduct, sexual violence, and related workplace and organizational issues. A special in-camera meeting was held yesterday to discuss recent reports involving sexual and intimate partner violence connected to Ottawa police officers. False alarm calls kept Ottawa firefighters busy last year. A new report from Ottawa Fire Services shows there were more than 12,000 calls that ended up being false alarms. That's an average of 33 a day. The number of false calls have remained fairly stable over the past 2 years after the service introduced a new strategy in 2024, including fines for nuisance false alarms.
We present 5 main contemporary legacies that show how the events of the Civil War and Canada's relationship to them continue in Canada today.
A new exhibit exploring an important part of Canada's history is opening at the Canada War Museum. It is called Close to Conflict, Canada and the American Civil War, and looks at how the Civil War impacted Canada. The exhibit opens tomorrow and will run until the end of February 2027.
Getting in front of that attempt. Here's Blake with Stankoven. Score! 3-0 Carolina.
A tough night for the Montreal Canadiens on home ice in Game 4. The Carolina Hurricanes scored 3 goals in less than 3 minutes late into the first period. Never looked back. The final score 4-0. The Habs now on the brink of elimination. Carolina leads this series 3-1. Game 5 is tomorrow night in Carolina. Puck drop is 8 p.m.
When I went to the store to get it, they told me they couldn't give me $1,000.
A woman says she just won $1,000 on a scratch card, but she has not been able to collect her winnings. Why? That story just ahead.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal. Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, everyone who plays the lottery hopes to win a big prize, but if that happens, there are certain things you need to do before you can collect your money, or your pay could be stuck on hold. CTV's Pat Foran shares one woman's story.
She's been disappointed a bit, I can tell. She can't go out shopping and spend her windfall.
Brian Burrows of London says his 98-year-old mother, Jessie, has been frustrated trying to cash in her winning $1,000 scratch and win ticket. She hit the jackpot in early April.
Well, I was excited. I thought, this is terrific. I can pay off my visa. But I've had real trouble getting it.
While prizes of $999 or less can be paid out by a retailer if they have the money available, winnings of $1,000 or more are processed through the OLG Prize Center.
When I went to the store to get it, they told me they couldn't give me $1,000.
If you win over $1,000 in the lottery, you need valid ID to collect it. You can't use your Ontario health card, but you can use your driver's license, passport, or Ontario photo card. But it has to be up to date and not expired. Jessie no longer drives and her passport is no longer valid.
I took pictures of the ticket front and back and the pictures of her ID, but they said her passport was expired.
Brian just wants his mother to collect her rightful prize.
She's 98 and she's a very law-abiding person all her life, worked hard all her life, and here she is, and she wins $1,000 and she's still waiting for it.
CTV News reached out to the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation, and a spokesperson said the prize center arranged to have OLG investigators visit her at her home, confirm her identity, and complete the prize claim. Miss Burrows was declared the rightful owner of the ticket and is being paid her $1,000 prize. That was great news for Jessie, who says she plans to pay off her credit card bill and maybe try her luck with one more scratch-off ticket. Pat Foran, CTV News.
And Canada's biggest bank reported earnings today, beating expectations. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the details.
Royal Bank reported a profit of $5.5 billion for its latest quarter. That's a 26% improvement over last year. The bank's lending business was strong, and like other banks, it's benefiting from the rise of stock markets and trader activity. Royal says it will repurchase as many as 45 million shares, or about 3% of its common stock. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 72.56. West Texas Intermediate up just a bit to 88.90. Western Canadian Select is down almost $4 to 71.61, and the TSX gained 105 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Found super weak and debilitated. The rescuers were able to catch it and drop it off to us. Upon arrival, we found it was a golden eagle, not a bald eagle, and those are endangered in Ontario.
Well, coming up, an injured eagle able to once again take flight thanks to the efforts of a local bird rehab center.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal. Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Last weekend in May, time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Starting things off today with the Ottawa Walk to Make Cystic Fibrosis History. Pure Country 94 is proud to support this event. It's happening Sunday at Saunders Farm. This year marks the 22nd annual walk, helping raise funds to support Canadians living with cystic fibrosis. Since 2005, the walk has raised more than $50 million. Next up today, the Ottawa Red Blacks' final preseason game. Football fans can catch the Red Blacks taking on the Montreal Alouettes tomorrow night at TD Place before the regular season kicks off. Always so much fun to cheer for your Red Blacks. Last on the list today is the Ottawa Asian Festival Night Market. This starts tomorrow and runs through Sunday at LeBreton Flats. It's highlighting Asian culture and cuisine with food, music, performances, and lots more. As usual, lots more happening around the capital this weekend. The full list and all the details at ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
We have breaking news out of Manotick now, where firefighters are currently battling a large house fire. This video sent to us by a viewer shows massive orange flames and black smoke billowing out of a home on Brevard Drive just off the Rideau River. There's a large emergency response with several fire trucks on scene this hour. Paramedics say there are no injuries at this time. We are working to find out more, but we'll bring you the latest as it becomes available. Well, an extremely rare and endangered golden eagle was found severely injured and dying in Bourget earlier this month. But thanks to the Ottawa Valley Wild Bird Care Centre, it is able to fly again. Here's CTV's Natalie Van Roy.
A majestic moment weeks in the making. A rare and endangered golden eagle released back into the wild in Ottawa.
This was an exceptionally rare case for us, not to mention across Ontario. As an endangered species, they are not common at all. As far as we can tell, throughout our records and things like that, we've never received a golden eagle in for care before.
On May 2nd, the eagle was found on the verge of death in a forest in Bourget, nearly an hour outside of the city.
We do think that she was probably suffering from an older injury that made her too weak to carry on. It was extremely thin. The rescuers had found it just on a trail. Nobody around, no really vehicles nearby either. So it was so skinny and weak. So we had to do a lot of fluids right away, get her nutrition back up. After they've been examined, we bring them into the raptor room.
It was brought to the Ottawa Valley Wild Bird Care Centre, where staff worked around the clock to nurse the bird back to health, the adult eagle requiring specialized care.
We obviously have to give them a lot of space, and it's a lot more dangerous for handling them as well. So there's a lot more personal protective equipment we have to wear, no one staff member handling at a time with her.
Slowly, over several weeks, she became more alert and mobile, gaining weight and strength.
She consumed a total of 24 kilograms of meat. She loved chicken, and she didn't really have a taste for fish, which is not surprising.
After being nursed back to full health at the facility, on May 23rd, the Golden Eagle took flight and was released back into the wild.
It was an incredibly rewarding experience.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News, Ottawa.
Here's Celebrity with time. Celebrity walks in and shoots, scores! Macklin Celebrity, power play goal! Canada's got a 1-0 lead.
Coming up, a big win for Team Canada at the Men's World Hockey Championships. And another live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. 19 degrees in Ottawa right now. A few clouds this evening. Not much chance of precipitation tonight. We could see some showers through the day tomorrow, though. Sunshine for you on Saturday. We'll have those details when we come back.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Take your weekend path. We've got the Bronco Sport for it.
Tomorrow on Your Morning Auto, we check out this week's new movies in theaters and streaming at home, including a spooky new film based on a popular YouTube series. Tune in on CTV or stream us live on Crave.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage again, Children Ruin Everything, Children Ruin Everything one more time, and Traders Canada. And here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now. An agreed statement of facts read in court today, revealing new details about the hit-and-run crash that killed an Ottawa crossing guard. According to the document, the 19-year-old driver briefly returned to the scene and saw the victim before leaving again.
This isn't where I want to be. I didn't ask to be here, but like I said, it could happen to anybody.
An Ottawa mother is sharing her story after she and her 2 teenagers and her adult son found themselves living in a tent in the woods, highlighting what advocates call hidden homelessness as the city's shelter system remains under pressure.
I think Ottawa-Gatineau is the ideal place to host the Defence, Security and Resilience Bank. I know other cities are interested and are bidding for it. We'll see how it plays out.
Premier Doug Ford unveils the province's defence industry strategy at CanSec here in Ottawa as he continues to call for the Global Defence Bank to be located in Toronto. One final check on the forecast right now. You will wake up to 12 degrees and a fair bit of sunshine tomorrow, just a light breeze for your day tomorrow. 20 degrees is the high. We could see a few showers in the early afternoon tomorrow. On Saturday, lots of sunshine, but cooler than where we would want to be this time of year. 19 degrees is the high, but a 60% chance of showers on Sunday and up to 20. Could see a shower or two on Monday as well. 21 degrees Monday, Tuesday. And then if we look all the way to Thursday, we see temperatures jumping back up into the high 20s. Well, time now to check in to see what our news team will be working on tonight. Kimberly Fowler is on the desk for us at 11:30. Kimberly?
Yeah, Patricia, so we're actually on our way to Manotick right now to check out that large house fire on Long Island Drive. This is a look at another viewer video that was sent to us this hour of the fire. A few details have been made available at the moment, but as they do come in, you can head to ctvnewsottawa.ca for details. Now, we'll also have more on a warning from a potential FIFA scam from U.S. officials. The FBI says cyber threat actors are creating creating spoof versions of the FIFA ticket purchasing website that look like the real thing, but meant to fool users into sharing personal data or money. And you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. And join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
All right, good stuff. Thank you. And finally for us tonight, it was a big win for Canada at the World Hockey Championships today.
Here's Celebrity with time. Celebrity walks in and shoots, scores! Macklin Celebrity, power play goal! Canada's got a 1-0 lead.
Captain Macklin Celebrini opened the scoring for Canada en route to a 4-0 win over Team USA, the winners of gold last year. The last two goals were empty netters for the Canadians. Sweet revenge after also losing the gold medal game to the Americans at the Winter Olympics, even though this might not be quite on the same level, but
Not
still
quite.
some pretty good hockey here. So Canada now advances to the semifinals with a perfect record of 8 straight wins. They will play Finland. They were shocked in the quarterfinals last year, losing to Denmark, I believe it was. So a little further this year and looking really, really solid.
Well, hey, congratulations to Team USA for finishing 8th. Way to go.
I love that. Good job. Better luck next year.
Yeah,
It's our
exactly.
turn, finally.
Yeah.
That is our show for tonight. You can find CTV News anytime with our digital team keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Of course, Kimberly Fowler will be here at 11:30 as well. Have a good evening, everyone.